People really liked the last video where I talked about egg stories throughout my childhood, so this video is simply put more of that. So let's get to the story, shall we? So today, coincidentally, is a very rainy day, which makes me think of this one time that was a really monumental part of my own transition. You might have seen a show called Ben 10. In that show, there was a character that was a witch and used magical powers. You see where this might be going. As was the style at the time, this is a body swap episode. The witch antagonist, that I don't remember the name of for some reason, uses a spell to swap bodies with the protagonist, Ben. So, she just wants to use this in order to gain the Omnitrix, which is the thing that lets him turn to aliens. Anyway, this isn't a video essay about Ben 10. So, the relevant part. As a result of this plot, the main male character, Ben Tennyson, ends up being in the body of a girl. So, obviously, that got the mind thinking. The body swap occurs via a spell. They said the words Transfera Identica or something. That's what I remember it being. I didn't check on purpose, because I want to see what it is. Let's play the clip. Essentially, I really like this episode for some reason. I really like the idea of swapping into a girl's body. So on a rainy day at school, we had to be inside for recess to play. And I was on my own because I think my friends are in a different class if I remember correctly. So thus, I decided to play on my own. What did I play? Of course, creating the Transfera Identica spell. So I literally sat there with a piece of paper, writing it down and trying to perform the spell so that I could be transported into the body of a girl. Not the most cis thing ever. I wonder why I'd want to do that. Clearly to grab people's magical powers. Nothing related to gender. That'd be ridiculous. And extremely trans. Which I'm not.
I clearly transitioned for the clout.
At least that's what I tell myself. So that last story was around 2007. I remember because of the classroom I remember being in when I did the Transfera Identica spell. So our next story takes place 1 year later, in fact. At this point, I'm already dressing up in girls' clothes
Because I'm totally cis.
right? As you do. Just cross-dressing for the funny memes. But I had my cousin over one time, and I decided to try to reverse psychology trick him into doing my nails with a pink texture. It actually worked. He actually did it. He used the pink texture. I remember we were in like the back bathroom of my house, and we did it, and I got caught. As a fun aside, this is the only time I remember ever being caught doing anything like this. I was undetectable otherwise. For some reason, this is the one time I got caught, because I think I got cocky. Either way, I was, my hand was held by my mom. I got dragged back inside, and she tried for like an hour to wash this texture off my nails. And I got a stern talking to.
It was really fun though.
Up next, let's fast forward to 2011, shall we? This story involves the Nintendo DSi XL. This wonderful little thing has lots of little memories for me, but today's relevant memory is the photo app thing. So I didn't really have a smartphone at the time. I think it was less common to have one then, though all my friends had one, but that's beside the point. This DSi XL had a camera on this side and right there. So as a result, you could take photos and even edit the photos in a fun little photo app that was really fun for me and might have seemed underwhelming to people that already had smartphones, but that's beside the point. What matters is I had this thing and I carried it around very often, many nights before going to bed and playing Nintendogs, Pokemon, that kind of thing, and wishing I had Style Boutique, but that's beside the point. This photo app, I took photos of me. You can kind of see it. And I would like use the Photoshop feature to like place myself onto photos I had of Selena Gomez, who was a big transition goal for me at the time. I had the Year Without Rain album, which came with a special booklet that had little photos of like her outfits throughout the album and the music videos. So I loved these, so I just Photoshopped myself onto those. Like, why wouldn't you? I mean, what would be even more cis is doing it on Princess Peach. I think that photo's from the Smash Brothers Brawl strategy guide. I still have it somewhere. It's sitting on my bookshelf. But I wonder if those are rare now. And then we have Bianca from Pokemon Black and White. That image is also from a strategy guide. I guess like that's just what I had on hand, so that's what I used. The biggest surprise is I don't have a photo of me photoshopped onto Dawn from Pokemon, who was my biggest transition goal at the time, but I don't think I had a strategy guide for the Generation 4 games, so maybe that's why. All those photos are taken at the kind of start of 2011. However, I have vague memories of doing it earlier, so I might have deleted some. I don't know, but I can say for a certain fact that I did these ones, and that's important. This isn't a particularly trans thing, but I also have this photo of me photoshopped onto a Piplup. I think that one's pretty cute, so I'll show it anyway. That's not my plushie, that was at a friend's house, I believe. If I remember correctly, when I went there, he tried to show me how to do the mystery gift function to get a Mew in my Pokemon Pearl game. I don't think it worked. We tried to get some kind of Wi-Fi near a bus stop. I think we were trying to steal someone's Wi-Fi. There's a happy ending though. I have Style Boutique now, and I play it quite frequently. The Style Boutique series, banger. I did a video about the Style Boutique series if that interests you. It's a very early video on the channel, so it's a bit rough around the edges, but I put a lot of heart into it, so I hope you like it. Our next story takes us to high school, actually. All these other stories are still in primary school, or elementary school for the Americans watching, which is a lot of you. Anyway, we enter high school for a brand new chapter of my life. Now, at this point, I was dressing in girls' clothes for a very long time. I started doing it 2007, 2008, probably even earlier, to be honest. So at the start of high school, I started making some friends, mostly women. Entirely women, except the ones that found out they were trans men later, but at the time I didn't know that. So with that group of friends, we had, of course, what all teenagers had at the time, a DeviantArt roleplay group. Everyone does that, I think. Every cis person does that. This was referred to as school RP. We roleplayed as high school students. I think the characters we were roleplaying as were slightly older in high school than we were. But either way, we're high schoolers role-playing as high school anime people in the early 2010s. What makes this story really fun, in my opinion, is that no one in the groups really came out as trans at this point. And interestingly, everyone that ended up being trans or gender non-conforming role-played as a character that aligned with what they identified as in the end. So I'll invite you to see a special look of my original DeviantArt OC.
Do not steal.
So this is Tsubaki, my DeviantArt school RP OC from 2012. Yes, I still have a picture of it because I used anime generator something on the internet because I couldn't draw yet. So, Tsubaki is nothing like me. She is just a cute girl that is also... Now, Tsubaki is obviously nothing like me. She's just a trans girl, likes Pokemon, likes Harvest Moon, likes fashion, is a little soft-spoken, upbeat and cheerful. Nothing like me. She's not a self-insert. Because if she was a self-insert, that would imply that I am transgender. So what did we do in school RP? Well, DeviantArt had a chat room function. I don't remember it too well, to be honest. But basically, we would just go into the chat and we would type various things oh, my character does this, my character does this. To be honest with you, most of the RP took place in a dorm setting rather than the school. We actually kind of skipped over school because we're high schoolers, school is the least interesting part of role-playing a bunch of anime teenagers, but whatever, we still had to be school students. So Tsubaki ended up being quite a special character, for me at least. Yeah, she was very much a self-insert. I liked the name and I liked the character, so I suggested to friends at the time that what if we made a movie, right? Maybe a TV show, maybe a YouTube video, because I wanted to be a YouTuber at the time. Huh, funny how that works. But I suggested that we take Tsubaki into film. My idea was we would make a story about an all-girls school, and Tsubaki has to dress like a girl to go to the all-girls school because of reasons, and she would just be there and chill. That was my really cis idea. If memory serves, this is when people figured out that I wanted to be a girl. Thankfully, people were very chill. Probably because more than half of them ended up being trans in the end and didn't know it yet, but that's beside the point. What matters is that they were chill about it, and My girlfriend at the time looked a little confused. That's fair. So that, lovely audience, is a glimpse into some fun little stories throughout my early transition. If you want more of these, let me know. The reception from the last one was really, really good, actually. So thank you so much for everyone that watched that video. It means a lot. I have plenty of stories to tell in these kind of videos, so if you want more, I'll do more. But all you gotta do to make that happen is you gotta hit the funny like button, subscribe, maybe comment something. Do you have an egg moment? So let me know, both for engagement and my actual curiosity. Until next time, as always, stay hydrated and know that you are valid. I'll see you next week. Be sure to subscribe. We upload every week. That's right, every week. I'll see you next time.